What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live chat. We've been doing this every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is March 9th, 2022. Where is the time going? I feel like we were just talking about, UFC 269 in December. I feel like it wasn't that long ago we were watching UFC 267 with Khamzat Chimaev versus Li Jingliang, which I think was in October. So I have no idea where the time's going. I got a bunch of prediction videos for this Saturday's fight night card, UFC Vegas 50. I got a bunch of prediction videos out. We currently have, let me pull this up, 2,264 subscribers, which is just absolutely insane. We're going to talk about UFC 272. I've already streamed twice or three times since the event ended, the post fight. Then I streamed Sunday and Monday. We've talked about it quite a bit, but we'll recap it a little bit here. We'll talk about UFC Vegas 50. I already have a bunch of prediction videos out on the channel. Let me pull them up. I think I have four or five prediction videos. I have Bruno Silva versus Alex Pereira prediction. I have a Drew Dober versus Terrence McKinney prediction. I have a Marlon Moraes versus Song Yadong prediction. And I have a Thiago Santos versus Magomed Ankalaev prediction. What an amazing UFC fight night card. It's been a while since I've been able to say that. And we'll also talk about some more information has come out about Islam Makhachev and RDA and potentially turning down the fight and all this different information. I'm sure we'll talk about that. And also I'll answer all your guys' questions. Why is this? My phone is on loud right now. I'm going to turn that off. I'll answer all your guys' questions. I'm sure you guys will have a bunch of questions as always. I'm super excited for this Saturday. I'll be streaming this Saturday for the fights most likely. And I think that pretty much does it for everything I had to say. If you're watching and you haven't already liked the stream, like the stream. Run up the likes. That's how we get more people in here. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe right this very second. And I guess start putting questions in the chat. We can talk about any of those things. I just kind of throw up the title with stuff I know we're definitely going to talk about. And then from there, we just kind of go off the questions. Let's see what's going on. What's up, French fries? Sorry about being a little bit late, guys. So right as I was actually here ready to get on, and somebody called me who I had to talk to right now. So then I end up on the phone for 5 minutes, so I end up being late, or 10 minutes really. It's 6:12 now. So apologies about that, guys. Appreciate you guys joining me. What's up, French fries? Fight Life Nation says, what's up, guys? How pumped are you for Diego versus Kevin Lee, Eagle FC at its greatest? When is that, Fight Life? When is that event? I might have to stream it. Even though I said I wasn't going to watch it, I might just have to give in and watch it. Hector Lombard, too, I'm assuming you're talking about, is now in Eagle FC retirement. Eagle FC retirement club. Imagine Alex Pereira gets brutally KO'd. That would suck. That would actually really suck. Best fight night card ever? What was the fight night card? Let me look this up. That Khamzat Chimaev was on. I remember that fight night card being amazing. Let me take a look. What fight night card was that? That was the Gerald Mearshart. Okay, that was a good fight card too. We had Colby Covington, Tyron Woodley, Donald Cerrone, Nico Price, Khamzat Chimaev, Gerald Mearshart, Johnny Walker, Ryan Spann, Mackenzie Dern, Ronda Marcos, Kevin Holland, Darren Stewart. Not a bad fight night card either. That was a while ago. I remember that one specifically being really, really solid. I think the Jose Aldo fight card in December was really good, if I remember correctly. Let me look that up. Jose Aldo versus Rob Font. What a great fight that was, too. That was one of my favorite fights. Let me pull it up. Wikipedia. Rafael Fiziev, Brad Riddell, Jamal Hill, Jimmy Crute, Clay Guida, Leonardo Santos, Chris Curtis, Brendan Allen, Alex Moreno, Mckee Gall. That was a great fight night card as well. So there's been a few great ones. There's been quite a few great ones. It just seems like recently they've been a little bit lackluster as of late. Thoughts on Kayla Harrison re-signing with PFL? I mean, if I could get paid to do, what I perceived as potential easier, I'd probably do it too. So it's one of those things where it is what it is. I would have liked to see it. Why is my beard just hanging out like that? I don't know what's going on there, guys. I haven't trimmed up my beard for a couple, probably like 2 weeks actually. And now I get this going on here. I don't know what that is. But, I mean, if she wants to fight the best of the best, it's, she's not going to do it at PFL. But I guess if they're paying her well, I just wish the UFC would have made a real push to sign her and would have just gave her enough money. But who knows what she's asking for. I don't know all the situation. But I would have preferred her to come to the UFC. But again, the women's featherweight division doesn't exist in the UFC. So it's just annoying, If they're going to build a division, then build the division. If not, end it. I mean, Kayla Harrison's up there in age already. How old is Kayla Harrison? Isn't she in her 30s already? Kayla Harrison. There's no way she's in her 20s, right? She's been around for a bit. Yeah, she's 31. So right now you would consider like her peak prime, honestly. I thought she was older than 31, to be quite honest. So, you see. So it's really now, I mean, how long is she now going to be with PFL for? Thompson versus Neal was great. Fair enough. You think Sterling Yan will end in a finish? I think Piotr Yan finishes him. Joey and Small Fries. Small Fries. UFC 272 was a great fight night card. Agreed. Go Beneil. Do they have an announced fight yet? She didn't want to re-sign with PFL. PFL had the right to match the offer. Well, who did she sign up? Who did she sign with, though? They didn't match the offer with anyone. If anyone would have gave her a good enough offer, they wouldn't have matched it. We got a lot of bad cards coming up, so better enjoy this one. Oh my goodness, yeah, we do. Let me take a look at that. What do we got coming up? I'm gonna throw up. I don't even want to look. Okay. The next one isn't too bad. The next one in London isn't bad. We got Volkov, Aspinall. We got Arnold Allen, Dan Hooker. We got Paddy Pimblett versus Rodrigo Vargas. Nikita Krylov versus Paul Craig. Gunnar Nelson, that's a replacement opponent. Takashi Sato. Islam Makhachev versus Cody Durden. That should be a good one as well. Jack Shore versus Timur Valiev. Jai Harbert versus Ilya Taporia. Nathaniel Wood versus Vince Morales. That London card is filthy. I like that London card. Let's look at Columbus, Ohio. Oh my God. Tapology, come on. They shift the page like every 2 seconds and then you accidentally click on the wrong thing. And it drives me nuts. Then we got Blades versus Dawkins. Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara France. Matt Brown, Brian Barberina. Joanne Wood versus Alexa Grasso. Alexi Olenek, Ear Latifi. Neil Magny, Max Griffin. This card is okay. Jennifer Maya versus Manon Fiorot. David Onama, a.k.a. to one of the subscribers, Obama, versus Nate Landwehr. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. That's not a bad card. That's not terrible. I like that card. Then we got 273, but I know there's got to be a bad one coming up, creeping up here. Right now, as it stands, the Bilal Muhammad versus Vicente Luque is not looking particularly good. Vicente Luque versus Bilal Muhammad's the main. Uriah Hall, Andre Muniz is good. The rest of this card is not looking particularly hot. Andre Filho versus Miguel Baeza is really, really solid. So that's not a terrible card. It's just not particularly great. I skipped over 273. We all know how great 273 is. I'll probably have a video about it coming out tomorrow. April 23rd. Kill me now. Kill me now. Amanda Lemas versus Jessica Andrade is a main event. What are we doing here? What are we doing? This is ew. We got Mudirjer Su versus Emmanuel Kopp. We got Charles Jourdain versus Lando Venata. This card is awful. This card is dead. This card is terrible. I don't like this card at all. So the first terrible fight night card isn't until, a little over a month away. I don't even want to watch that card, to be quite honest. Ew. Then we got, how do we have, this can't be the main event. There's no way. They don't have a main event for April 30th yet. There's no way it's Shevchenko, as in Valentina Shevchenko's sister, versus Courtney Casey. There's no way that's the main event. I refuse to believe that. It doesn't say main event. It says main card, but I don't think that's the main event. If it is, that's garbage. 274. They still need to add more too. So we got quite a few good fight night cards coming up. We got quite a few good fight night cards coming up for sure. So the only bad one is the Andrade versus Lamas. If she wants to be an all-time great, she can't be fighting cans in the PFL. Fair enough. I agree. She just resigned to the 2022 season to get another $1 million. What's up, Joey? Thoughts on Stipe versus Tuivasa? That fight is not confirmed by any means, but Stipe will probably destroy Tuivasa, but Tuivasa always has that puncher's chance. I find PFL acts like they're hot shit when they're really not. Their cards are terrible. Check April 16th and April 23rd. I did. Craig has a lot to submit Krylov. She signed with Bellator. It was a big offer. She wanted to go to court about PFL matching it, but it was part of her original contract. Okay, what's happening with Beneil and Islam? Supposedly UFC is going to try to book it. There's no information on when it will be. I don't think Islam likes to fight over the summer with Ramadan going on. So best case scenario, maybe Beneil versus Islam in fall. I still find it hard to believe that Beneil's going to return in the summer, considering the fact that he supposedly has a fractured leg or a broken leg. Paddy Pimblett has no business being that high on the main card. I would agree with you, but at the same time, I would not agree with you. I get what you're saying as far as, he hasn't really proved it, but he's clearly an intriguing guy and people care about him. So the point of the card is to draw people in and get people to watch. And Paddy Pimblett is going to be one of the notable fighters on the card, whether it be to sell tickets or have people tune in. People, regardless whether you do or not, people care about Paddy Pimblett. And I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you here, if that makes sense. It'll be funny when Vargas sleeps him and silence the crowd. Fair enough. April 30 isn't finalized yet. UFC's offers was for much less. In all honesty, Harrison is irrelevant. Nunes, Cyborg, and Harrison are all there at that weight. Yeah, at the same time, though, I mean, I can't blame her. I wouldn't go get underpaid to go fight tougher competition. Imagine if you got an offer from another company, to do whatever you do, and they're like, you know what? We're going to pay you a little bit less, but we're going to give you double the work. I'd be like, you know what? I'll stay here. What's up? Keep out. Hope you're doing well. Tai Tuivasa called out Stipe for July. I think he was just talking about, I don't think that fight's going to happen. Paddy is going to spark Vargas. Just watch. I will watch. And I'm going to do some research to do a prediction video very, very soon. Let's carry on. I don't see that fight happening for a while. I think Tuivasa knocks out Stipe, won't pick him anymore. I got a weird feeling he's going to look old as hell. He just is so inactive. It's just crazy how long he just sits out every fight. He just sits out for a long time. Main event, barf. Paddy gets hit too much and Vargas hits very hard. Fair enough. Paddy going to starch Vargas, no doubt whatsoever. So it looks like we have some disagreements in the chat. When is this Eagle FC fight? When is this Eagle FC? I might have to stream that just out of sheer morbid curiosity. Even though I really shouldn't watch it, let's take a look when that is. It's got to be coming up, right? It's got to be coming up. What's it even called? Let's see. Where do you watch it? Friday, March 11th. Is it this Friday? Eagle FC. Yeah, it's Friday, March 11th. Kevin Lee versus Diego Sanchez. Where do you watch this at? Where do you watch this? Maybe I'll stream it on Friday, guys. I don't necessarily want to, but it'll be fun. It'll probably be fun. If I can find it. I'm not committing to it just yet. The May card is arguably the worst. What is the May card? We're talking about UFC, I'm assuming. For 274, 274 is not looking good, but they still need to add fights to it. If that's what we're talking about, that's not a pay-per-view worthy fight card as it stands right now. If that's what we're talking about. Paddy is nearly got KO'd by a guy who arguably didn't belong in the UFC. Fair enough. Friday, I'm assuming that's about Eagle FC. Paddy faces power punchers very often. Luigi hits far harder than Vargas. He literally has an iron chin. Does Anthony Smith have a fight booked? And if not, who do you think he should fight next? No, he does not, but I would love to see him against Jamal Hill. Think Stipe outclasses Ty. Can't see just a wrestling dominations, but he was mad inactive. Yeah, Ty's been controlled on the ground by Junior Dos Santos, by Sergey Spivak. He's been dominated by. I think Stipe will immediately take him down and just dominate him on the ground. Steam, Lamau. You can watch it for free on FXX Cast. Patty almost got knocked out by a nobody. Only time will tell. I just think Patty's the hype job. Yeah, I think it's too early to tell. But I do agree that he's getting a lot of hype when he hasn't even fought legit competition. Let's see. With Magny versus Griffin is on the prelims. Blade Dawkins, Joanne Wood versus Alex Grasso is co-main. Maybe they'll shuffle it around. Watching from Nigeria, I asked my followers today, what does John Jones have to do to get cut by the UFC? How does a fighter refuse to fight for 2 years and still remain on the roster? Because the UFC does not want him to go anywhere else. So that's just the answer. I mean, they don't want him fighting anywhere else. They're independent contractors. They can't be forced to fight. They just offered fights and they can turn them down. That's just the way it works. The UFC would never cut him because he would go somewhere else and sell pay-per-views. People seem to forget Stipe is 39. Did we ever get confirmation on Volkov being able to fight for the London card? Not that I've seen. What do you think of Patty's grappling? His grappling looks like his best part of his game, in my opinion. I think his grappling and submission game is better than his jiu-jitsu, or better than his striking, in my opinion. Patty almost never got out. Was he rocked? Yes, but he was nearly knocked out. I think people consider those one and the same. Patty has very good grappling. Glover's 42. What's up, Sean Johnson? Hope you're doing well. What are we saying? Had a very good card. He was KO'd once, but switched back one in Cage Warriors. Fair enough. I haven't seen all his fights. I've seen a good bit of them, but I haven't seen them all. And it's so hard to keep track of all this stuff that's going on, with all these different fighters. Hold on one second. He was okay. I already read that. Yeah, it should. But the heavier weight age isn't important, especially with Stipe's skill set. He's not a brawler or something. Okay, fair enough. And thank you, thank you, Small Fries, for posting the live chat in the Discord. Appreciate you. Sorry for being a little bit late on that. I thought I was going to be early. I got up here early, but ended up having to do something. We haven't seen his grappling against world class. Agreed. And only time will tell. That's I feel like a lot of time I'm answering questions by saying it's too early to tell. It's hard to get a gauge when they haven't, fought any legit competition. And that's why it starts to get infuriating when they have 7 or 8 fights in the UFC and they are refusing to fight any decent competition. And then there's some people who have fought like one decent fighter and they got their legs chopped off and then stretchered out of the cage with no serious injury after being flash KO'd with elbows and then claim they're the best in the world. So it's a little bit of a weird situation. And then they have a cult-like following. It's kind of weird. The sad thing is Patty would probably get Dustin back if he doesn't get immediately KO'd. Dustin's grappling just leaves a lot to be desired. He's just never been that top-tier grappler. He has decent submission skills, but it's like he can't defend takedowns half the time. He's okay. Let me see what this is. And then on top of that, it's like he's constantly he's constantly getting rear naked choked. That's just what happens, I guess. It's what happens to him. 3. It seems like you guys, I'm trying to do more of these prediction videos. It seems like you guys are enjoying these prediction videos for these lesser fights. It's just a matter of more research. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Got that up. Guys, if you have not already, do me a favor and like the stream. That's how it ends up getting pushed out to more people. Stipe got brutally KO'd by Francis. that won't help him at his age. True, but heavyweights tend to have a longer shelf life than other divisions. You know, you can tend to be older at heavyweight than you can be at like a bantamweight or a flyweight. It seems like the heavyweights can stick around for longer and, you know, be successful at an advanced age. You know, that tends to be true at heavyweight, maybe not other divisions, but just my opinion. I think most people agree with me though on that one. Let me just take a look. Okay, I got all that going. Also undefeated. Yeah, fair enough. I hope you guys enjoyed my Marlon Moraes versus Song Yadong video where I snuck that in there. Stretchered out of the cage with no serious injury. I hope you enjoyed me sneaking that in there. Because I don't know why at this point I just love sneaking it in every possible chance. So I did 4 prediction videos. I wanted to do one for Alex Caceres versus Sadiq Youssef. But I really wanted to do Dober and McKinney and Bruno Silva versus Alex Pereira. And I don't like to do them with only like 2 days left before the card. Then they don't have a chance. Who should Alex Pereira fight next if he wins? Did I read past that? Oh, I see I did. Who should Alex Pereira fight next if he wins this week against Silva? Let's take a look. It's got to be someone in the top 15. I want to see him fight like one more fight and then fight for the title. Brad Tavares. Let's match him up with Brad Tavares. Or imagine you match him up with Chris Weidman coming off injury. Oh my God. I say match him up with Brad Tavares or Paulo Costa. I would love Alex Pereira versus Paulo Costa. I would get hyped for that. Are you doing Hamzat versus Burns as a prediction video? Yes. I usually do all the real notable fights, and then I try to sneak in some extra ones. Every chance I got, I try to sneak in the extra ones. So for 273, I'm going to start like a week early because UFC 273 is filthy. Let's see what I got. Let's see what, let me pull up Tapology. I have Tapology already up. For 273, oh my goodness. Sometimes I hate Tapology. So 273, I'll be doing Volk, Chan Sung Jung, Sterling, Piotr Yan, Mackenzie Dern, Tisha Torres, Kelvin Gastelum, Nasruddin Maivov, probably Gilbert Burns, Hamzat Chimaev, maybe Ian Gary versus Darian Weeks, and maybe Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Marcin Tybura. So it just, I mean, I've told you guys this a million times. I like to watch at least a couple fights from each guy. Otherwise, I don't like do the prediction videos. Even though I go off the top of my head and kind of give, you know, a half-hearted prediction, I like to really research it before I do it. And that's why I can't do all of them. You know, think about it. I didn't even have a lot of totally bunch to say about Bruno Silva versus Pereira. That's still an 8-minute video. Terrence McKinney, Drew Dober, 8-minute video. I don't want to give you guys 2-minute videos, you know. When, oh, well, you know, I think this guy has the better striking and blah, blah, blah. I like to really dig deep and see what's going on, you know. See what's going on in the recent fights. Remember them. Watch them vividly. And then give you guys an educated decision is what I like to do. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. I don't think Ian Gary should be in the main card. I don't know if he is, but I'm assuming he probably will not. I think he'll be a headliner of the prelims, maybe. Seems like people just like those guys. Just loves those certain guys. So, let me... Give me 1 second. Okay. Guys, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. We're going to talk about UFC 272 here in a minute, but I just want to play something real quick on my phone. Make sure everything goes through. Okay. Done. Some of the lower fights, you were like the only prediction video for them. Fair enough. Fair enough. And I think those prediction videos usually tend to do very well. So that's why I like doing them, but sometimes it's hard to find video, footage of their fights. And I like to be informed. I don't just go out there and throw shit at the wall. You look at the Umar Nurmagomedov Brian Kelleher. I don't know if there's a lot of individual prediction videos for that. That got 1,400 views. That's pretty damn good. That's an 8-minute video as well. Let's see what else. And that's comparison. You look at Covington Masvidal video. It was a great video. It was a 19-minute video. It got only 300 views because they're so oversaturated. There's so many prediction videos. Also, I think French Fries told me this. A lot of people think they already knew who was going to win, so they weren't really looking up prediction videos. People were already just suspecting that Covington was going to win. So now I got a million tabs open. I got to X out of this. I don't need this anymore. I'll keep that open. I'll X out of this. And I'll leave that up. Okay. Early prediction, Duplessis versus Curtis. I got to go with Chris Curtis. I mean, the guy is just coming out, just throwing out upsets. Is he on that UFC 273 card too? What card is he on? What card is he on? I don't remember. Oh, he's on that card. I might have to break that one out too. I'm going to have to start like a week early. I'm going to have to start like the week before because it's just so many to do. And it just takes a while, I would say each prediction video, bare minimum, not including the rendering and editing, I would say at least an hour between I make a tail of the tape myself. I make a thumbnail, watching footage, researching footage, looking at, all the, physical dimensions, whether it be height, reach, stuff like that. Watching the footage and then recording the video. Probably at least an hour to an hour and a half. Then editing the video. Depending on how many images I put in there, it can be anywhere from 10 minutes to maybe 25 minutes. If it's really a lot of pictures and a lot of edits that I like to do, it'll take 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. And then rendering, it'll take at least the amount of time that the video is, plus a little bit if it's 4K. So if it's a 30-minute video, it probably takes like 35 minutes to render in 4K. And then on top of that, uploading on YouTube. Even though I have a really fast upload or decently fast upload speed, it still takes a while. And I don't like to even start on the next video until I'm completely done 100% with one. I don't like the feeling of leaving something incomplete. You think they should do Font Sandhagen or pair them up against Merab Cheeto type fighter? I think they should match them up with the up-and-comers. I would be down with Sandhagen versus Merab and Font versus Cheeto. That's what I would go to. I got Chris Curtis as well. I have Duplessis winning by TKO, KO. Fair enough. There's not much to talk about when it comes to UFC 272. Main card was full of one-sided fight. Card was a 5 out of 10. Colby ruined it for sure, calling out Dustin. Anybody who wants to see Colby Covington versus Dustin Poirier is clearly just a Colby fanboy. I mean, who wants to see that fight? You want to see him fight down a weight class? And I know Colby isn't the biggest 170er. I don't think, just because Dustin Poirier is muscular doesn't mean... just since he's more muscular than than Colby Covington, doesn't mean, they're the same size or Dustin's just as big as him. We know that's a tailor-made matchup. Colby would beat Dustin Poirier. Dustin's grappling has always been an issue. Anybody who wants to see that is just biased and wants Colby to win. Wants Colby to get an easy win. Go fight somebody else. Call out, you're calling out Dustin Poirier, who's down a weight class coming off a loss. Yet, why not say, I want the winner of Burns versus Hamzat? Because it's almost a guarantee the winner of Hamzat versus Burns is probably fighting for the title next. So why not call that out? I would have a lot of respect if Colby said, if Hamzat wins against Burns, I want to take that title shot from him. I mean, I doubt the UFC would book that. But who wouldn't love to see Hamzat Chimaev versus Colby Covington? I would love that stylistic matchup. I can't believe there's nobody outside of Colby fanboys who are clamoring for Colby Covington versus Dustin Poirier. Let's actually put that in the chat. Do you want to see Colby versus Dustin. When I post a question, give it a second because sometimes it glitches if you vote right away. So give it a second. I don't think there's a lot of people that want to see Colby versus Dustin. It's not going to be competitive, you know? It's just not. When fans like them, they don't even have to win. Conor, Masvidal, Diaz, etc. make serious money. True, I would love to see it just to see Poirier lose again. Fair enough. Dustin is literally the same size and frame as Colby. Oh, I can't believe you met him in person and you measured him up. And you know exactly what size and frame they are. Colby competed at 165 at Pac-10. Okay, so literally 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. Dustin is a natural 165er as well. Dustin's super down to fight Diaz at 170, but not the number one guy for a title shot. That's not even remotely true. Even if Dustin were to beat Colby, he's not getting a title shot. You don't know at all that they're the same frame and same size. You literally don't know that. You have not been around them. You don't know. I don't think they are the same size. I don't believe that. Just because Colby fought at 165 10, 12 years ago. Well, okay, Dustin fought at 145. There you go. I don't buy that. People are just making excuses for a reason they want to see the fight because I guess people just love to see non-competitive fights. That's it. I liked Masvidal versus Colby because even though the fight was absolutely meaningless, I believed it was still two high-level guys. And I thought that Masvidal's takedown defense was just good enough. And I think what I said was warranted too. You know, I know he got controlled on the ground, but he showed decent takedown defense in that fight. And I believe that fight was still interesting. But Colby versus Dustin, I can't believe anybody wants to see that. Colby kills both Bilal and Luque. I don't know. I don't like Colby striking at all. So I think his striking is awful. Exactly. It's an easy win. It's an easy win. And I'll say that 100%. Colby Covington would easily defeat Dustin Poirier. And based on that, I have literally no desire to see it. Why would I want to see a fight that's going to be non-competitive? It just makes no sense. When there's plenty of other guys you can match him up with. Give Colby, let's take a look. Give Colby the loser of Usman versus Leon. If Usman loses the title, make him fight Colby to earn it back. If Leon loses, that'd be a fun matchup with Colby. He could fight the winner of Gilbert Burns versus Hamzat. That'd be amazing. I don't think that's going to happen. He could fight the winner of Bilal versus Vicente Luque. I don't want to see him fight Wonderboy. He's going to destroy Wonderboy. Or make him fight Sean Brady. Sean Brady would be an interesting, but that's not going to happen either. But it's so funny how people are dying to see that fight. And I agree that it's a little wonky that Kamaru Usman refuses to talk about Hamzat. But you notice Colby's saying the same shit. He's saying, oh, well, he's got to earn his way up here. I ain't fighting that guy, but he wants to fight Dustin, a weight class down. And, you know, the Nate Diaz example, I mean, Nate Diaz is a 155er who just likes to fight other 155ers at 170. So, Colby 55-45 versus Leon. I don't believe so. I would probably pick Leon. I don't know, though. That's a close fight. I think Usman will also 50-45 Leon. I don't know. Colby said himself he walks around at 182 for 257. Dustin walked around below the middleweight limit. Oh, so we got to believe everything Colby said, huh? We have to believe everything he said now. So, I guess we'll have to believe everyone when they say, oh, I came in to weight on this weight. Bobby Green said he was 195. Okay, fair enough. Off that logic, we'll go off that. I just have no desire to see that fight. Colby versus Dustin would be worse than Jorge. Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. Colby would maul Dustin. But, you know, I get, and also, if that's a main event of a pay-per-view, I'm not ordering that. I swear to God, I would not order that card. I don't care how good the card is. I would go out to eat and watch it for free. I'm not watching that. I'm not paying for that. Dustin versus Colby has no business being the main event of a pay-per-view. If you want to throw it, if you want to make that fight and throw it as the featured fight on a card of a pay-per-view, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm not paying $80 to watch a, you know, failed, no, not a failed, I don't want to say failed. A guy coming off a championship loss at lightweight fight a guy who's lost twice to the 170 champion. It's basically two guys who were never able to capture undisputed gold facing off, and one's coming up a weight class. I have no desire to see it. So if I told you I walk around at 400 pounds, would you believe me? Yes. The fact this is 50-50 is sad. Yeah, I can't believe anybody wants to say it. Let me go vote. Let me go vote on my personal. I would love to go vote in my personal. Just to get just to even odds a little bit here. Let me go on my personal YouTube channel. Well, not my personal YouTube channel, but you know what I mean, my YouTube account. Absolutely not. I think I just got a glitch. I think it voted yes. I don't know that. I couldn't tell. Who agrees with my Colby 50-45? Leon, I'm hearing Izzy versus Jarrett at 277 on 30th of July 22 prediction. Izzy's going to pick Jarrett Cannonier apart. Taylor made matchup for him. Easy fight. Do y'all really believe Colby is 194 walking around or something? He's all slow twitch and very lean. Dude, we have no idea. It's all speculation. Colby doesn't 50-45. Leon, fuck out of my face. Leon beats Colby. I think he could. I respect everyone's opinion. I just see Colby easily beating Leon. Leon's a pretty good grappler, and he's a great striker. People don't give that man enough respect. He could beat Usman. Mark my words, Leon Edwards could beat Usman. I'm not saying I'm picking him, but he has the chance. You know, Leon has some good grappling and some good stamina and some good hands and a good variety of attack and decent jiu-jitsu. Colby's just a really good, solid wrestler with amazing cardio and good pressure. So, you know, we'll have to agree to disagree on that. I would not be confident in either pick with Leon Edwards or Colby Covington if they were fighting each other. I would not be confident in either pick at all. I think that's a 50-50 fight. Apparently, Colby would smoke him. I rewatched the first Leon fight with Usman. Yeah, but that was so long ago, and Leon didn't do too bad in that fight. Hamzat eats them all. Fair enough. Leo says, facts. I'm glad we're on the same page. I don't know if I already read that or not, but I'm glad we are on the same page, my friend. My friend. I wouldn't like it as a main event. Okay, I thought you were going to say I would like it as a main event. I was going to be disappointed in you, Vince. I was going to be very disappointed in you. Leon Usman was close, in my opinion. Yeah, I remember it being very competitive. Leon and Colby have similar resumes. And funny thing is, people talk shit on his win streak. Yeah, Colby's best win now is Jorge Masvidal. So, you know, I've talked about Colby's resume extensively. We can't elevate a guy for having 2 losses on his resume. Again, I repeat, we cannot elevate a guy for having 2 losses. You know, it's annoying when people do that. We're constantly elevating guys off losses. You lost the fight, but you had a damn good performance. We're going to elevate you? No. People act like Colby's so good, and Colby is good, don't get me wrong. But when you ask him, okay, well what specifically you like? Oh, well, look how close the Usman fights were. I think that's a little bizarre. And I'm not even saying Colby's bad. I think Colby's very good. But I still stand by the fact he has an awful resume. I'll elevate someone off a loss if they got robbed. Fair enough. But there's too much looking at one loss and saying this guy is so good. Look what happened with Gustafsson. He lost to Jones. People acted like he was some world beater. I mean, he was good, don't get me wrong, but it was crazy. Colby does need to work on his kickboxing. He doesn't even throw calf kicks enough. His striking, his and Usman's striking is just god-awful. It's sloppy, but it's hidden by the fact that they can wrestle. It's hidden by the fact that they can wrestle. That's what it is. And that, I've been saying that it's not nothing against Colby. It's nothing against Usman. Their striking looks awful. It looks bad. It looks sloppy. It looks like they're overreaching. They miss a lot of shots. There's no power. It almost seems like, do they even train striking? Colby's entire game plan is predicated on volume and the threat of the takedown. If you go into a fight with Colby and you're confident enough in your takedown defense and you have, satisfactory striking, you're going to beat him. Look at Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman won with his striking in both fights because Colby wasn't taking him down for the most part. And Usman has more power. I basically say Colby and Usman are the same fighter. Usman just has better power and maybe a little bit better hands now. So, people wanted to get Yair a title shot off a loss, so we elevating people off losses. Yeah, it happens constantly. Usman has gotten better under Trevor Whitman. I would agree. Like GGG in boxing, he got a draw in the first fight with Canelo, but he clearly won in the second fight. Canelo won. But I thought GGG won, so I elevated him off those fights. See, that's fair enough. But there's too many guys. That's the only thing they can claim to. Joey, why every time I watch your video I get a KFC ad? I don't know. I don't do that. I don't design that. That's YouTube. That must be something you're Googling. You're Googling KFC's menu too much, and now you're getting personalized ads. Are you eating KFC, MMA Ref Guru? Are you eating too much KFC? Is that what's going on here? That's hilarious, though. I got YouTube Premium. I can't stand watching ads. But appreciate you for joining the chat, my friend. Appreciate you for joining the chat. I have YouTube Premium for free, so I don't know. Fair enough. Okay. I was just checking something. I get those on videos too. I eat KFC a lot, bro. Too much, to be honest. Where do you live? Like what country you live in? I think you told me before, but I don't remember. Is there a lot of KFCs nearby or something? Who wins, Dustin or Chandler? I'm going Dustin. I don't trust Chandler's cardio. I think Dustin has way better cardio, and I think he has better striking. Chandler has more power, explosiveness. I think Dustin wins that fight, though. I think Michael Chandler has the better BJJ, so maybe he takes him down and submits him, but I think Dustin will be working on that for sure. You know that guy's just... Dustin, every time he gets taken down, he's immediately thinking about accidentally giving up his back. But hey, I think Dustin beats Chandler. I just don't trust Chandler's chin or cardio. He's a very good fighter, but outside of that, LOL, bro, I live in South Africa. Is there a lot of KFCs here? Is there just a KFC on every corner? How soon before Hamzat fight? We're about a month away. Chandler could have beat Gaethje. He just wanted to give a show. Fair enough. Not a very good fight IQ move, though. In my opinion. Let me take a look at something. Okay, I can't believe we're just rolling through this year, guys. We're a couple weeks away from the 1-year anniversary of the channel. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Holy. We're 3 weeks and 2 days away from the 1-year anniversary of starting this channel. April 1st. April Fool's Day, we started this channel. I'll definitely be doing a stream on April 1st. 1-year anniversary celebration. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. UFC 273 is exactly a month away from today. I want to see Conor versus Gaethje. I feel like that fight would be a war. I agree. Chandler could have beat Gaethje. Okay, read that. Who was winning the first fight, Jan or Sterling? Jan was. And it was very competitive in the first round and second round. But Jan was winning. And then fourth round, Jan started to take over. And then a legal knee. I wonder how Chandler would do against Islam. I think Chandler versus Islam would be very, very interesting. But I think Chandler would lose in the later rounds probably. I just don't trust his cardio. I don't trust his cardio at all. So that's a massive indictment. There's a lot of guys who, they have so many great tools and so many great weapons, and they end up gassing out, and that's what sucks for them. So, if you don't have any energy, you can't enact any of the skill techniques that you have. Like I said, Dustin's hips are too bad to fight wrestlers. Easy layup for Colby. Cool, thanks. Do you think Sterling has a chance against Jan? Of course he has a chance. I don't think he wins, though. Do you think I'm crazy for picking Piotr Jan by KO in the first round? Nope. I think it's possible. Do you agree with Bisping when he said the easier fight for McGregor in the top 5 lightweight is Oliveira? Let me take a look, see. He's definitely losing to Dustin. He's definitely losing to Islam. I think he has a chance against Beneil and a chance against Chandler. Toughest fights for Conor. Who is if you told me someone in the top 5 plus Oliveira, Conor beats one of them. Who does he beat? I'd say he beats Beneil Dariush. That's what I would say. So to answer your question, no. I think he would beat Beneil Dariush would be the most likely. Second most likely, I would say, is Chandler. Third most likely, I think Dustin's the toughest stylistically matchup for Conor, but Oliveira's right up there too. But Oliveira doesn't get caught, so that's probably his reasoning behind it. So 59% of you guys are not interested in Colby versus Dustin. Fair enough. I think he destroys Beneil. Islam and Charles are too good for him, especially with Charles' improved wrestling. I'm just worried about Charles getting clipped. The chin is very sus. Are we talking about Beneil there? Yeah. Burns or Covington? I'll take Burns because I think Covington's going to be worried to take him down. Chandler or Gaethje? Gaethje for sure. Conor has great finishing ability. I could see him beating Oliveira in the first round, but I still think Oliveira wins. That sums up my thoughts. I think he has a chance to win, but I don't think he does win, if that makes sense. I think Charles wrecks Islam. I don't think he wrecks Islam. I think Islam is going to take him down, and it's a matter of whether or not Oliveira locks up that sub or not. I really believe that's what it is. I'd pick Charles Oliveira, though. And imagine if Islam doesn't want to take him down because he's worried about the submissions, then he's going to get lit up on the feet, and I could see it going more the way you said. A lot of people don't want Dustin to fight Colby because they think Colby would dominate him. Am I wrong? We've already discussed that. I mean, the fight would not be competitive. Who would want to see a non-competitive fight? Imagine Conor beat Charles. That would completely change the division. Oh my, that would be a nightmare. If he beat Charles, he wouldn't even defend the belt. He would go up to 170, or he'd go to boxing. Who's the worst matchup for Oliveira in the top 15? Worst matchup for Oliveira in the top 15. Someone that has great takedown defense, great cardio, great stand-up. I think it could be RDA, matter of fact. I think it could be RDA. I don't think he's taking RDA down. I think RDA could beat Charles Oliveira. I'm very high on Charles Oliveira. I'd probably still pick Charles Oliveira. But RDA's perfect stylistic matchup. He's very strong. He has good grappling. He has good jiu-jitsu. Very durable. Big. Islam, the reason I don't say Islam is because Islam could end up finding himself in a submission. Dustin, obviously we already know what happened to him. Gaethje can win on the feet, and it's very possible that he does win on the feet. But if he gets taken down, he's easily getting subbed. Chandler's just too chinny and he's going to gas out. Dos Anjos is like a perfect recipe. If he wasn't so old, I would pick him. I'd pick RDA in his prime to beat Oliveira. Who has better stand-up, Islam or Oliveira? Definitely Oliveira. Do you think Charles will be afraid of the takedowns from Islam? No, I don't think he will. I think he'll encourage it because he'll lock up a guillotine. I worry about him. Sometimes he gets overzealous looking for submissions and he leaves himself open to ground and pound, and he could get finished that way, is what I think. Okay, guys, who are you picking? Let's talk about UFC Vegas 50. Who are you guys picking in UFC Vegas 50? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious. Are you taking Thiago Santos or Magomed Ankalaev? Main event. Who are you guys taking? Thiago Santos, Magomed Ankalaev. I've already done a prediction video on this fight. I'm going Magomed Ankalaev. I think he's better everywhere. If you guys have not checked out the prediction videos on the channel, please go check them out as soon as possible. After this stream, go check out the prediction videos. RDA gets pieced up on the feet, in my opinion. Who is more dominant against Dominic Reyes, Jan or Yuri? Definitely Jan. Charles has better striking than Islam, for sure. I got Ankalaev, but the power from Santos worries me. Agreed. Ankalaev by finish. Ankalaev, Santos is older and not the same with the knee injuries. I feel like that's what a lot of people are saying. We've talked about that quite a bit. Santos is just different, since he blew out both of his knees. I think Magomed Ankalaev is just so good. But I think Magomed Ankalaev is susceptible to eating leg kicks, and Thiago Santos has brutal leg kicks if he decides to throw them. It's going to be a fun fight for sure. I think Charles is the only guy in the division that would try to walk down Islam and not give in to his pressure. I agree, because he's not worried about the takedown. Ankalaev versus Glover would definitely be interesting. Agreed. I think Ankalaev beats him. Ankalaev decision. Ankalaev 48-47. I think the early rounds will be competitive, but I think Ankalaev just takes over. He's just so good everywhere. His striking is ever improving. His grappling is really good. He's got nasty power. He's a big guy. He's strong in the clinch. He's got great clinch work, great clinch knees. I think Ankalaev is great everywhere. After Ankalaev wins, he should fight Rakich. I think Rakich is still going to fight Jan Blachowicz. I don't know when, though. It sucks that we lost so many fights that we should have got early this year already. We lost Jan versus Blachowicz. Hopefully that gets rescheduled down the line. But I wouldn't mind seeing Ankalaev versus Rakich. I think if Yuri beats Glover, we see Rakich versus Yuri. Ankalaev versus Yan, who wins? Ankalaev. I'm not picking Yan to beat many guys. I think this week's card will be great, but the main event is going to be super slow paced. Ankalaev beats Rakich. I'm not sure. Rakich is really well rounded. I'm very high on Rakich, even though he's been kind of boring in his last few fights. Rakich will be champ for a while. I think Rakich is super well rounded, and he's also huge. He's ginormous. I'm very high on Rakich. He's super well rounded. He has all the skills that you could possibly imagine. We could definitely see him as champ. And imagine if Yuri beats Glover. That's going to be fun. I can't wait for that fight. I wish it was still on UFC 274 instead they moved it back a month. Rakich best leg kicks at light heavyweight. He does have good leg kicks. Rakich will be champ 2023. I think even sooner. Ankalaev has good wrestling. No, yes he does. 6'6", crazy explosive. Who do you think wins, Ankalaev or Yuri? I gotta go Ankalaev. I don't trust Yuri. He leaves himself way too open for counter shots, and he's shown a little bit of an issue with his takedown defense. Rakich has been in some boring fights recently. Yeah, I was really disappointed in the Thiago Santos fight. And what was his most recent fight? I can't remember now. Rakich. UFC. Who did he just recently fight? Was it Thiago Santos was his last fight? Don't tell me it was that long ago. Yeah, it was. He hasn't fought since last year. Since this time last year. That's insane. And before that, he fought Anthony Smith. That wasn't a bad performance. He lost a split decision to Volkan Ozdemir. That could have went either way, to be honest. But yeah, that Thiago Santos fight was really disappointing. Everyone was expecting this crazy fight, and it ended up being terrible. If Glover's still champ, I worry. Yuri is going to get rear naked choked by Glover. I see it already. I wouldn't be surprised me. Yuri's overrated. I think he gets slept. Rakich is a great fighter. I can definitely see him having a bright future, but he needs to stop hard sparring. Okay. I think Santos is the reason that it was boring, not because of Rakich. Rakich was just pressing him against the fence, though. I think both guys, you can hold both guys accountable for it. But I mean, I watched it recently, but I didn't really put that in perspective. I think both guys were very tentative, and both guys were very worried about the other's power. Rakich was going to fight Yuri, but Yuri was promised a title shot similar to Colby. I know. I really want to see Yuri versus Alexander Rakich. I mean, can you imagine Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakich? That's an amazing fight. I mean, let me put it this way. With no bad blood, I would prefer Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakich as a main event of a pay-per-view over Colby versus Jorge from UFC 272 before the fight, in my opinion. I think Rakich versus Yuri is a more interesting fight. Teixeira beats Yuri, but Ankalaev. However, Yuri beats Ankalaev. Teixeira beats Yuri, but not Ankalaev. And however, Yuri beats Ankalaev. Okay. Is Ankalaev a number one contender? No, he's not yet. He's probably 2 fights away from number one contender. Rakich chops his legs off for a 4th TKO. Is he stretchered out of the cage, though? UFC 259 was so damn stacked. Imagine waiting 1.5 years to fight for the title and getting choked out by Glover. Yeah. But it's not 1.5 years, is it? Yuri fought in last May, and he'll be fighting. It'll be a little over a year. I think he fought last May, right? It sucks that he's been out for so long. I streamed that card, so it had to be after April. Let's see when it was. I think it was May. It's May 1st. So he'll have waited a little over a year for a title shot. It wouldn't surprise me if old man Glover comes through. Old man Glover sleeps him with a rear naked choke. Ankalaev should fight Rockets Jan winner, and they could fight for a title. Yeah, I don't think Jan is ever going to be champion again. I'm going to be quite honest. I'm all off the Jan Blachowicz train. I mean, I don't think he's beaten a lot of these guys. I don't think he's beaten Glover. I think he could beat Yuri. I don't think he's beaten Ankalaev. I don't think he's beaten Rockets. I don't even think he's beaten Thiago Santos, to be quite honest. I'm off the Jan train. Who is closer to a title shot? Curtis Blades, Alexander Volkov, or Tai Tuivasa? Tai Tuivasa for sure. He's never fought for the title. And just because of his quote-unquote star power and his current winning streak, I think he's closest. One more win and he'll fight for a title. And the heavyweight division isn't deep either. Yuri didn't deserve the title shot. Literally, Yuri versus Rockets was #1 contender fight. I get what you're saying. Only 2 fights in the UFC getting a title shot. But look at the performances he's put on. The fans have asked for it. Shout out to Glover as a CT native. I'm proud of him. Fair enough. I'm still mad that Giga screwed over my perfect main event record. That sucks. I was mad about that until this week when I was wrong again. I'm so annoyed that I was wrong again. I was picking Colby. And then I started watching tape. I'm like, man, he's getting hit an awful lot. If Masvidal catches him, he might put him out. And I thought Masvidal's takedown defense is good. I thought it was very good. And we've seen it was decent in the Colby fight. So, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. I just pick based off the knowledge I have. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yan hit lightning in the bottle. Shout out. Okay. Tuivasa versus Stipe. I like the fight. How about you? It's not going to happen. I don't think Stipe's taking that fight by any means. I don't think Stipe's taking that fight. But it would be fun. I think Stipe wins, though. I think Stipe definitely wins that fight. So, Conor versus Alvarez was rigged. Your thoughts? I don't think so. Who has better, BJJ, Burns, or Oliveira? I'd say Oliveira. Colby has insane recovery, gets rocked, and never finished. Agreed. Jorge kind of looked out of shape inside the cage. I don't know if he looked out of shape. I just think the pressure of Colby is a lot to deal with. Colby's constantly pressuring you, taking you down. I don't think he looked in bad shape. I think you have to take into account that the elite level of wrestling and just scrambling and constantly trying to defend takedowns and constantly trying to get your back against the fence and get back to your feet. It's very, very hard. And it saps your energy. So, I get Jorge Masvidal's getting up there in age, but I think he came prepared for this fight, and I just think it was the level of wrestling was too much for him. Who is Stipe going to fight? I have no idea. Probably Tai maybe he fights Tai Tuivasa for the interim belt, but I would say maybe Stipe versus Jones, if anything, for the interim title. UFC 273 would be the best of the year so far. I agree. BK's FC fighters are so old that they don't show the age in the tail of the tape anymore. That's hilarious. Jones versus Stipe, yes. I'd rather see Whitaker fight Colby than Dustin after he hinted at a return. Agreed. The pace was why he gassed too much. Yep. Yan should jump up to heavyweight. And I don't even think Jorge's stamina looked bad for dealing with that type of pressure. Yan should jump up to heavyweight. Fair enough. Is the top of middleweight Jared Cannonier is the worst? Agree. Is the top of middleweight Jared Cannonier is the worst? Agree. I don't know what you're saying there. Rephrase the question. Do you see Anthony Smith fighting for a title in the future? I think it's possible, but there's a lot of killers at the top of that division. But Anthony Smith, that guy comes to fight every single time. What age would you retire at if you were a fighter? Whenever I had about 20 million in the bank. So whether that's 22 or that's 52. Honestly, if I made 10, 15 million, I'd be out of there. I don't care if I was champ. I don't care if you can turn 10, 15 million into a lifetime of income, investments, stuff like that. I'd be out of there. I wouldn't be fighting anymore. Why take brain damage when I already got 15 million in the bank and I'm investing it and making more money? It's one of those things. I don't believe it's rigged fight specifically in the UFC. I think it's when people say it's all suspicious. Or he wasn't in shape. He got tired from all the grappling. Agreed. In the top 5 middleweights, Jarrett Cannonier is the worst. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Adesanya beats Cannonier. Whitaker beats Cannonier. Vettori beats Cannonier. Brunson does not beat Cannonier. Why is there 3 4s? I think Strickland loses to Cannonier. So he's the second worst. I think Strickland's the first worst. And I can't. Why is that? Derek Brunson is ranked number 4. Strickland is ranked number 4, and Paulo Costa is number 4 as well in these UFC rankings. I don't get that. I guess they tied somehow, but I think Brunson. No, I think Strickland and Brunson are worse than Cannonier. So in my opinion, you have Adesanya, Whitaker, Vettori, then Cannonier. And I would even rank Costa above Cannonier, to be quite honest. Let me turn down my brightness. My brightness is way too high. In the top 5 middleweight, okay, I already read that. Anthony Smith beats Yuri, you think? I don't know if Anthony Smith beats Yuri. That's a tough one. But I don't like the defensive irresponsibility by Yuri Prochazka at all. I would like to see the Alexander Rakic rematch, and I think it's possible. I think it's possible Anthony Smith beats him. What's your main job for a living? I work in construction, but also like property management stuff. I wouldn't let myself fight past 36, 37. I think it all depends. I mean, if I was Kayla Harrison beating up bums for $1 million, I'd fight till I was 55. Dominic Cruz is 37 at bantamweight, still beating top contenders. Crazy, agreed. Strickland has a great ground game and decent striking. Fair enough. To be fair, Khamzat beats most top middleweights. I don't know about that. Brunson is absolute wordy. He's 36, not 37. Worse, is it safe to live in Baltimore? A lot of crimes. I think it is. I mean, there's good sections and bad sections. There's a lot of crime in the city for sure. But it's weird, like the way it is in Baltimore. There's literally like multi-million-dollar apartments and homes, condos and homes, not really apartments. Also really expensive apartments though, and literally one street over. It's like the most crime-ridden area you could ever imagine. One street over from like multi-million-dollar homes. It's wild. It's wild the way it works here, and it's everywhere like that in Baltimore. You know, you'll be looking at a $5 million home, $10 million home, 2 streets over. It's like crime ridden. There's people, you know, carjackings and stuff. So there's great areas and then there's bad areas. And it is what it is. I think it's safe though. I mean, I go to the city and walk around, not like walk around for fun, but like for certain things, whether it be, you know, to go to an Orioles game or a Ravens game, or to go down when I went for the UFC weigh-ins, or for work potentially, or take my dog for a walk at, you know, like a park down there. Stuff like that. But I would say it's safe. I wouldn't be like, if you were coming here, depending on where you were going, I mean, you're not going anywhere that's going to be dangerous if you're coming to Baltimore. One positive about Canada, it's so damn safe here, no worries at all. That's great. Surprised you don't have a Be More accent. Some people say I do have an accent. Somebody commented one time and said, "Are you from Baltimore? I can tell by your voice." I was like, what? If Khamzat beats Burns, how many of you guys think I have an accent? Is there anybody in here who thinks I have an accent? I'm curious. If Khamzat beats Burns in a dominant way, do you think he can beat Adesanya or Usman? I think he can beat Usman. I don't know about Adesanya. Fenwick Island is nice. So is down at the harbor. Yep. There's a bunch of nice places. Who is harder for Khamzat, Burns or Usman? I'll say Usman. I'm doing carpentry and welding in school right now. That's awesome, man. Keep it up. The Wire is one of the all-time greatest shows. I know, and I've never seen it. Who is harder for Covington, Usman or Adesanya? Adesanya would wreck him. Adesanya would absolutely wreck Colby, in my opinion. You don't have an accent. Thank you, Cyber. I mean, not that it matters. You just sound American to me. That's crazy. It's like in Washington, D.C., the same way, especially near the Capitol Hill area. Fair enough. No accent. I grew up in Northeast, though, so we would have a similar. Yes, certain words stand out sometimes, but not obvious. Montreal is the only dangerous part of Canada. I have no idea. I'm not super familiar with Canada at all. So I have no idea how safe or unsafe Canada is. From everything I heard, it sounds great. That is funny that certain words stand out sometimes. You never seen The Wire, you need to stream it. I know I have HBO Max, but I just never got around to doing it. Sometimes I have a hard problem starting shows that are really long because like I want to watch it all and I just don't have time to watch it all. So it's one of those things. Who do you have winning, Aspinall or Volkov? Early prediction off the top of my head, probably Volkov. Who does Sean Brady fight next? I'm not sure. He could fight. I don't think the winner of Bilal versus Luque are going to want that. Has Brady fought Neil Magny? Neil Magny has that fight with Max Griffin. He already fight Michael Chiesa. I have no idea. There's really nobody. Usman is fighting Leon. Oh, my audio was so loud. So loud. Right there. Scared me, actually. Thank you. Thank you, MMA Ref Guru, for being a member for 6 months, my friend. Here's for my boy from Baltimore, Watch Vikings. Are you talking about the show that was on the History Channel? I watched it and I thought it was terrible, but I am so excited for The Northman. It's a Vikings movie coming out in theaters next month. What was I looking at when that popped up? Now I don't remember what I was talking about. Yep, I have no idea. Let's see. Let's go back. Oh, Sean Brady, who's next for him? I have no idea. There's not a lot of options for him. Also, guys, if anybody else wants to become a member, we to discuss all the latest MMA news in our members-only Discord chat. Here is the link. The link is down in the description, and I will post it in the chat. It's $3 a month. You get access to the members-only Discord chat. You get loyalty badges next to your name. You get custom emojis to use, including Khamzat Chimaev and Sleepy Conor McGregor. And also you get extra live streams, replays per month. So, that's weird. Member for 6 months, but only... It resets at random times. So maybe the badge will reset tonight. Comment on a video later tonight and see if it populates. Let me go take a look. There's nothing I can do, but it will change. It will change. Let me go take a look real quick and see if I can see. Yeah, it's still showing as 5 months on the list I have here. The way it works is it's not necessarily a 2-month badge, it's a tier 2 badge. And so when you become a member, you get a new member badge. Then after 1 month, you get the 1-month member badge. Then after basically 2 months, you get the tier 2 badge, and then until 6 months, you hit the six badge. So it should populate in the next day or two. Who is better, Shavkat Rakhmonov or Michel Pereira? Definitely Shavkat Rakhmonov. Is it Montreal French people? How dangerous can it be? People say I have a deep Canadian accent, but I don't think so. I didn't think anything out of the ordinary when I heard your voice when we did the test. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Michel Pereira and Shavkat Rakhmonov can beat Colby. No, Michel Pereira is not beating Colby. Shavkat Rakhmonov, maybe. Most Canadians hate Quebec. Okay. Are you Dan of Gervonta Davis? I know who he is, but I don't know what the Dan means. Fast, not really. Are you a fan? I mean, I support anyone who comes from where I'm from, but I don't particularly watch boxing, so. Quebec was never really a country in a few years. Quebec will be a country in a few years. Okay. Thoughts on bantamweight announced fights in Bellator? I didn't actually see it. I heard people talking about them. Let's see. Bellator.com. Okay, let's see what we got. Where is it at? Where is it announced? I am so excited for Mckee Pitbull too. It's only a month away. Okay, here we go. April 23rd. We got Patsy Mix versus Kyoji Horiguchi and Pettis versus Stotts. I think Horiguchi beats Patchy Mix easily. I think the bantamweight division, it might be the best Bellator division as well. Off the top of my head, it's a solid division. I like the fights. I like those ones specifically. I know there's more than that, but I couldn't find them off there. Let me refresh my thing real quick. No, let me just change this here and see if it fixes it. I have an issue with my chat. Okay, there we go. No. No. Hawani said the second UFC event in July will likely be in Anaheim. Maybe Diaz Poirier will co-main Israel versus Jarrett Main. I love it. French people are dangerous. They'll try to scream at you and argue with you every chance you get. Stotts versus Pettis teammate and teammate versus Stotts versus Pettis teammate versus teammate storylines. Fair enough. Really want to see AJ McKee against UFC 145ers again already. I agree. Who do you have in Spence versus Crawford? I don't even know because I don't watch boxing. So, I can't really give you a good guess there. Guys, if you have not already, like the stream. Run up the likes on the stream and fill the chat with questions. We're going to go for a little bit longer. And I'll be back on Friday. I'll probably stream Eagle FC, and I'll stream on Saturday for the UFC fights. So, Quebec won't get any support. Good luck trying to become a country. Chances of a finish in Vettori versus Whitaker, I think very slim. I think it goes to a decision. Both guys are super durable. Remember seeing Shavkat on Habib Gaethje card. Knew he was going to be a bigger star. I mean, Shavkat, a lot of people have been impressed with him for a while. What's up, Merk Lee? Hope you're doing well. Rose versus Carla needs to fight already before they hold up the division. Supposedly, they're going to fight in June, is what I've seen online. Did you watch Champion Leagues today? No, I did not. And boxing is pretty lit lately, but people only pay attention to, I don't even pay attention to them. Bellator fighters who are joining the UFC always look like bums. Not always. I mean, there's been guys that have come over. I mean, look at Eddie Alvarez. Came over from Bellator, became lightweight champion. Who would win at AJ McKee versus Volkanovski? I would definitely go Volkanovski. But I'm a massive believer in Alexander Volkanovski. So I think he beats AJ McKee. I hope they fight in June. We could get 3 title fights. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. We would get Yuri versus Glover, Carla versus Rose, and isn't Valentina versus Santos on that card too? I quit watching most boxing because all this corrupt bullshit is disgusting. Fair enough. I've never watched boxing, but I've heard a lot of people say those same things over and over and over again, that it's just constantly bad decisions and whatnot. Is there Bellator on this Friday too? Or no? Am I imagining that? Let's see. All promotions. Oh my goodness. Major organizations. One championship. Bellator. Oh, is this Saturday? Maybe if it depends on the timing conflict with the UFC, maybe I'll stream that after. I'll make a second stream for it. Burns believes his fight with Hamzat will go to decision. Do you agree with him? I think it's possible. I just don't trust Gilbert Burns' chin. You know, he's a little bit chinny. He's going to be very undersized compared to Hamzat Chimaev. It's one of those things. I could see it going to decision. I think Hamzat wins. He probably wins by KO, TKO. Drops him and then TKOs him with ground and pound. Something along those lines would be my guess. Hold on, that wasn't to me. I would love to see AJ McKee in the UFC though. I'm super excited for the rematch with Pitbull. And it's not that far away. That April 15th Bellator card. No, let me just go back. Let's see, April. I'm looking for April. Why isn't it coming up? Let's go to next. Why is it not here? Ooh, can't find it. Let's see if I can find it now. Okay. Bellator 277 is nasty. AJ McKee versus Patricio Pitbull. Vadim Nemkov, Corey Anderson, Aaron Pico, Jeremy Kennedy, Tim Johnson, Linton Vassell. Great card. Great Bellator card. Very good Bellator card. Super excited for that one. My favorite boxing champion is Arthur Berturbriev. Fair enough. Who will try to take down Burns or Hamzat? I'll say Burns. I don't pay attention. Yep. He's going to move up and beat Patricio too. I thought he should have moved up and took on Pitbull at lightweight is what I would have done. But next thing you know, Pitbull was, relinquishing his lightweight belt. So it is what it is. It is what it is. AJ McKee's probably, I would say, he's probably the best Bellator fighter right now off the top of my head. I would say he's probably the best. And it's in a stacked division. I would love to see him come over to the UFC. I don't know if Bellator is dumb enough to let that happen though. I don't know if Bellator is dumb enough to let that happen. Because he's probably the biggest attention drawing fighter there. And he's so good too. He's going to move up. Okay, read that. Yeah, of course it's a good win, but who else has he beat? I don't understand all that anyway. So, all right, guys. I'm going to stay on here for another 5-10 minutes. Fill up the chat. Okay, I have it in the title. Let's talk. We already talked about UFC 272 a bit, but just because it's in the title, Colby, very impressive. Basically destroys Jorge Masvidal. I know a lot of people were kind of clowning on it a bit, but I think it was a solid win. And I don't know where Colby goes from here, so it's one of those things where he has 2 losses to the current champ. The best Colby can hope for is that Usman gets dethroned. RDA, one-sided beatdown. I don't feel bad for Moicano. Fight should have been stopped. Bryce Mitchell, can't wait to see him fight next. Hope he fights Giga Chikadze. Did they just make Ferguson Chandler official? Maybe they did. Let's see. Where did you see this at? I don't see this anywhere. Yes, at UFC 274. It was just official. All right, guys. I'm going to go record a reaction to Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson real quick. So I am going to end this live chat right here, Fight Life. And I'm going to record that video and post it out to you guys. So be on the lookout for that. Reaction to Islam saying he can beat Colby and Jorge same night. I think it's ridiculous. Cyber just dropped it. I don't even see it. Well, it was in the Discord. In the Discord. Yes, I do see it now. Okay. You're leaving. Yeah, so I'm going to go make a video about Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler. And before I leave, I have Islam Makhachev, apparently title shot. Islam Makhachev title shot. I still think even though he potentially turned down the RDA fight, I don't think there's any other reasonable options to fight for that lightweight belt. So I think he still deserves it. I don't think Conor should get a title shot. I think Islam should still get it. But I'm going to go record a reaction video to that, guys. Please go check it out. I'm going to post it. I'm going to do it in 1080p. I'm going to get it out quick. So it should be out in the next 10 to 15 minutes, hopefully. I'm going to try to just record it real quick, maybe 5 to 10 minutes max, and just push it out. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to like this stream. Before you go, like this stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Join me Friday for the fight stream. Join me Saturday for the fight stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and enjoy the rest of your night.